Killer 3 story is one that is dysfunctional. You have a mixture of some of the most talented players who have the most volatile personalities. They argue.
Why you talking so loud?
You took me out because he fouled me.
You out the game.
You get a
I did.
They get texts.
Ron Artest just kicked the basketball.
And they make some great plays.
Here's Metta World Peace. Nothing but net.
One week they can't stay in the game, the next week you can't get them out of it. Steven Jackson is one of the best players in the league.
Jackson, no. He can't be stopped.
But sometimes he's missing in action. And Oakley, Charles Oakley. For the record, I never have and never will say anything bad about the King of New York. Still, somehow with all this mess, they have a chance to make the playoffs. But they need to win. And they need to win now.
All right, I'm here with Steven Jackson, the man they call El Capitan. You're in Boston. You need this win. You guys have had an up and down season. What are you, El Capitan, Steven Jackson, going to do to get this win?
Try to get my team going. Try to get it off to an early start, playing against a great team, one of the top teams in the league. So we got to come out and fight from the jump and try to steal this one.
You know, one of the things I love about Steven Jackson is he's like a light switch. Backstage, smiling, laughing. Out here, he's like all business. Cap, get out there, get this win.
This is how I eat. Rest in peace, Mozzie.
Let's go, Captain. Fellas, this is going to be a good game. Killer Threes have a lot of pride. They're a tough team. Metta World Peace is back to Ron Artest. What more can we ask for a Friday night in Boston?
You're right. Both teams need it. As you take a look here for Tri-State at 4-2, they win this game, they're in the playoffs. And for the Killer Threes, if they win, they're still in the playoff hunt.
Brian, my criticism with Killer Threes is this. It's not that they don't have the talent. The attention to the details in regards to sticking with the game plan and doing the little things it takes to win the game, that's where they fall off. And hence, that's why they're 2-4. But they can correct it, still have a chance to be in the playoffs.
We take a look at the rosters. Steven Jackson. Yes, Ron Artest is back to being Ron Artest. Alan Anderson led by Charles Oakley. Then you've got Nate Robinson, David Hawkins. Jermaine O'Neal is back after being out for 3 weeks with a shoulder injury. This should be good. Here's Nate Robinson going right on the attack.
And a matchup to watch. Stack Steven Jackson guarding David Hawkins.
Jermaine O'Neal. That's short. Into Ryan Hollins, who lost the basketball. And there's Hawkins, lays it up and in.
Well, here's the thing, early on, we had 2-3 guys on the floor. Guys scrambling in the scrum. That's a key indication right now how important this game and how intense it's gonna be. Early on, guys getting their knees dirty.
And there's Nate Robinson, welcome back to Boston. And led by the doctor, Julius Erving. And listen, he's a Hall of Famer, but that doesn't tell the story. What tells the story is what Doc's got on tonight. He's got on his lucky shoes.
The red suede, velvet maybe. Woo. And he said, you know, I wore green last year. I couldn't wear green in the guard.
No, not at all. Here's Hollins. Steven Action Jackson. Follows his own shot. The kick out to Alan Anderson. Wide open three. Yes! 1 point lead for the Killer Threes.
Multiple opportunities that time by Killer Threes. Missed shot by Steven Jackson, but quick enough to get his own rebound and located Alan Anderson out for an open three.
There's Nate Robinson. There's the oak tree. Charles Oakley. Crucial game for them. They lose it. Their playoff hopes go right out the window.
Well, but isn't this what you want in
Yeah.
in week 7? Got a lot is on the line for multiple teams that is not yet defined who's in and who's out in regard to the top 4 teams.
All right, little chatter out there, little chatter.
Now, how will you manipulate the lineups, adjust your game plan when you haven't been playing well to sneak out a victory to continue to play?
David Hawkins the steal, the jumper, no. Here's Alan Anderson. And the Hawk, too strong. Someone closed the door there. The air ball by Steven Jackson.
lot of open shots,
yeah,
but
wide open shots.
guys, not and again, I think that beautiful. Like I say, nice pass, but good recovery by Jermaine O'Neal. But there's a lot of pressure on the line too. You can see shots being shot or a little short early on, might be long because you still have a little nerves in regards to how important this game is, even if you're ex-professionals who have played this game at several levels.
That foul's on Nate Robinson.
Hand on, let's go.
Here's Steven
Use
Jackson.
your body, Nate. Just use your body. Take the hands off. You use your body. Just use your body.
Illegal break. You keep moving. You can't move.
Nate,
You gotta stay still.
Nate.
Every game.
Nate.
Fine. You gotta stay
Nate.
still. Let's go.
Just use your body down there. Just use your body. Don't put your hands on it. Just use your body. That's all.
Here's Jermaine O'Neal in the post, working on Ryan Hollins.
On the spin.
Good dish to Nate Robinson. He uses the left.
And that's the kind of sharing and ball movement that we saw early in the season from this Tri-State team. The team just didn't rely on one player to kind of do one thing by himself. They moved, they cut, they shared the basketball. And that time, Nate Robinson able to sneak in a nice, easy layup.
Nate's got the last 6 points for Tri-State.
All right, one pass.
They go right inside to Jermaine O'Neal. They're going to ride that horse. Here's Nate with 5 on the shot clock. Gives him a headsy pull. Yes! Oh! Off the rim. That would have been... How about Ryan Hollins? Little Euro step.
Take it back.
Crowd right down was on his feet when Nate had the little crossover. I mean, what a crowd in here.
Man.
You can feel the energy right here in this
Absolutely.
building right now.
Stay out by yourself, Jack. Stay there. Good D. Give it to him.
Jackson to steal. Oh, what a block by Hawkins. Here's Hawk. Pass intercepted by Jackson. He lays it in.
A fraction of a second too late on that pass. A little bit more zip on it. You have a layup. You don't turn it over. Killer 3, Steven Jackson able to take advantage of it.
Here's Hawk.
No ball.
Working on Alan Anderson. Spins. Ball fake. And he'll go to the line.
We talked about Nate, Tri-State, not staying in one spot. Alan Anderson falling asleep, and here's the play. But you know what I tell him on that too, though? $20 move, $10 finish, baby.
Lock out. Let's take it out. Let's go.
Hawk knocks down the free throw.
Zoom it over, Jack. Zoom it over.
Lead is 3 for Tri-State. First team to 25. We go to the half.
You use your body. Use your body. You bother them on the shot. You bother them on the shot.
Here's Anderson.
They can shoot it.
He'll go to the line.
Well, and that's an area that Killer 3s, in particular, Alan Anderson can exploit with Nate Robinson on the block. Now, the question is, do you come down if he scores? I don't think you panic right away, see the elbow get hit. Now, that's inadvertent right there by Alan Anderson. But you go to that, see if you can get fouls, see if you can get buckets, and force then Tri-State to have to make an adjustment defensively. Do we double team? Do we pull Nate out for a minute? Put that onus on Dr. J to have to make those decisions if you're the Killer 3.
Jack, we start help.
Once again,
You good. Stay
we'll
out.
go inside to Jermaine O'Neal.
Good D. Good D. Good D.
Spin. Uses the left.
And what's interesting to me was, in my mind, I'm thinking Jermaine O'Neal's been out for a few weeks. Timing. We saw early on kind of fumbled the ball, lost control. It takes a little bit to get back into a rhythm when you've been out consecutive weeks.
3-point lead for Tri-State, and it's a crucial one for both of these squads. We're just getting started. It's the Big 3 here on FS1. Welcome back. Oh, look at that skies here in Beantown. We're in Boston. Tri-State taking on the Killer 3s. Big crowd here at TD Bank, the Garden. they've come out for what is a big night for the Big Three. Playoff implications on the line. And we've started off with a game that's got big-time playoff implications. Killer Threes, Tri-State. For Tri-State, they win. They're in the postseason. For the Killer Threes, if they win, they keep their playoff hopes alive. Nate Robinson pleading his case. 3 quick fouls on him. And he'll have a seat. Robert Height will check in for Tri-State. Mike James is checked in for the Killer Threes. Here's Ron Artest. Shoots the 3. David Hawkins fading. That's the guy who has to get hot for the Killer Threes.
And hot,
Steven Jackson.
but hot in a couple different ways, because his intensity, his energy feeds his teammates. Not just knocking down shots, but playing hard and making things happen to Jermaine O'Neal. Again, the timing. That's a shot that he normally makes. He got to a spot, but unable to finish, but fortunately was there in position to get the offensive rebound. Watch, the move is here. Kind of splits right in between the double team, and just off just a little bit on finishing inside.
See the tape there on the right shoulder for Jermaine O'Neal. 18 seasons in the league, came straight from high school. He's been out for the past 3 weeks with that shoulder injury.
Robbie solid, Robbie aggressive.
Here's Mike James.
Take a play, Mike. Take a play.
They go into Steven Jackson, spins on Robert Height, double pumps, and he'll go to the line.
And that's a simple pick and roll play with Mike James and Steven Jackson to force the switch to get Robert Height on Stack down low. And then once Stack gets it, there's no need to hesitate. Go ahead and make your move, force the defense to have to react. And if they don't come, now straight one-on-one, you got to make your defender pay.
Let's go. Hey, Jack, you can make sure you can dig on with Ron Poston.
Tied ball game. Mike James.
Just told him to take it over.
Runs off the screen, pulls. He's yet to find his shot this
Don't
season.
burn it. By yourself, Mike. By
Here's
yourself.
Robert Height for 4. In and out.
First attempt of the night.
Jackson.
It's okay. Let's shoot it. Let's go.
Nearly threw it away, but remember, Tri-State touched it.
And 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Into Jackson, yes.
This is too easy. There's no way that pass should come from Mike James directly into the paint. Tri-State not ready and aware on the defensive end, cost themselves 2 points.
Hold your ground. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Good D.
Back inside to Jermaine O'Neal. Working on the test. Steven Jackson, that's goaltending.
The little things you're talking about, you want to win and complete the puzzle here. Get into the playoffs where you can't give up things like this. The 2 points, too easy. The shot clock is in your favor in regards to only 4 seconds left, but you allow the ball to get deep into the paint for an easy 2 by Stack.
That's all right.
Tied up at 16, 13-25, we go to the half.
Hey, when y'all run through the road, bring it up high. Make your man come out of the paint. Bring it up high. Bring it up high.
Charles Oakley, Chauncey Billups leading that huddle for the Killer Threes.
Bring it up high.
Let's go to our Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm here with Nate Robinson. You guys are in a barn burner here. You're back in Boston. I know that means nothing right now. What are you, Nate Robinson, Hollywood star, NBA beast, gonna do to pull this game out, Nate?
I'm trying not to foul, man. I guess I'm fouling too much.
How do you feel about being back in front of this Boston crowd? I know it means a lot to you.
It's always fun, man. These fans are great. This is the most, one of the most winningest organizations in basketball. I mean, look at the fans, man. They came out here to see some good basketball. We got to give it to them.
All right, we'll have a great game. Brian, I got to tell you, this crowd...
Phenomenal. You're right. And Nate Robinson has certainly been getting it done. There with the layup. Nate's got 6. And look, remember his days here in Boston? They were known as Shrek and Donkey when they were winning. Back here in the Garden, 17 NBA championships. This organization and banners they've got hung here. Here's Ron Artest for 3. Yes! Maybe it's the name change.
Maybe it is, but listen, the right play, the little things. Mike James beats his defender. A little help comes. He finds an open Ron Artest. You see, Robert Height comes back with the answer, but keep the game simple. Guys open, you pass it to him, you got a shot. Step up there with confidence and knock it in.
Tied up at 19. Artest drives the baseline, gets a little push from Jermaine O'Neal. 1 on the shot clock. And I think Jermaine O'Neal bailed him out.
Yeah, that's tough, too, because you play great defense for 14 seconds. You force Ron Artest to get to the corner. Then he drives again at the last minute. I think it was a reach down by O'Neal right about the 1 second mark of the shot clock that caused the foul.
So here's Ron Artest, NBA champion. That's too strong. The drive, no, by Height.
Yeah, that time it looked like Robert Height was surprised he was that open because he looked like he was going to pass it at first and had to shoot at the last minute.
Mike James knocks it down as Charles Oakley pleading his case to the scorer's table. Here's Jermaine O'Neal. He just backs his way in.
Ron Artest is strong, but he can't make up for the height differential between the two.
How about Mike James all of a sudden has found his shot?
You make one short jump shot now, the rim seems a little bit bigger. You can knock in shots in. Mike James able to step up and make that big 3.
Killer 3's a point away from going to the half.
Let's go!
First team to 25. We go to the half. Jermaine O'Neal will go to the line, shooting 1 for 2. O'Neal's got 8 points already. Ryan Hollins will check in. Ron Artest will have a seat. That's strong. Mike James, 3. Yes! Who? Mike James, who knocks down a couple threes, and the killer 3 living up to their namesake as they go to the half with a 6-point lead.
And that's 3 straight baskets by Mike James. 1 2-point shot, 2 3-point shots, able to knock it in.
We're at the half. When we come back, Carissa Thompson. It's the Big 3 here on FS1.
Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow, Premier Boxing Champions return to Fox. Former 2-time champion Andre Berto goes toe-to-toe with Devin Alexander. You do not want to miss the Fury, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Welcome, everybody. Here we are in Boston, and the Killer Threes up 6 on Tri-State. Some huge playoff implications here in Week 7. This is a hard-fought game. Even in the halftime, we saw the energy early from all the players. The Killer Threes are up right now by 6, thanks to Mike James. Had some nice stringing together of some points to put his team in the lead here at half. Now, earlier, don't forget, you guys, our first game is always seen on Facebook, and Andre Owens did his thing for the Ball Hogs. They were out to an early lead, knocked down a few jumpers here and there, giving his team the help they needed, 14 points, but guess what, Trilogy, they were the league's defending champs, and they weren't gonna go down easily. Rashad McCants did his thing, 16 points, and the game winner for his squad. recap for you. Now, neither of these teams are going to be making the playoffs, but you know they've got the pride on the line right there, and both guys doing their thing for their respective teams. Now, again, I mentioned first game is always on Facebook. Every Friday night, Facebook will be your exclusive home to the first game of the Big Three. Next week, we roll into Atlanta, and it all comes your way next Friday, August 10th, live at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Facebook. And if you love Michael Rappaport, which who doesn't, he leads the commentary on that thing, and it is unbelievable. It is actually unprecedented access, as we always say with him. And Steven Jackson is doing his thing. He was out last week, and his team definitely missed him. So, you know, he wanted to come out with the energy right now, and he's doing his thing. Again, huge playoff implications for both of these teams. And he's got his team up 6 at half. And for more on the first half of this second game of the Big Three here in Boston, let's send it over to the guys. Brian and Jimmy, it's all yours.
Thanks, Carissa. Yeah, you know, the Killer Threes ended the first half on an 8-2 run, thanks in part to Steven Jackson. But Mike James, how about Mike James? Comes off the bench, drops in 8 points, 3 straight baskets, and he's finally found that shot that they've been looking for all season, and they needed it because the Killer Threes need this game if they want to make the playoffs.
Well, I go back to the little things. 9 made field goals, 5 assists for Killer Threes. That means they're sharing the basketball. They're not trying to go one-on-one. A lot of those shots that Mike James was able to get, while the dribble penetration, then you get your shot up. That's when this Killer 3 team can be tough. Let's see in the second half if Tri-State makes the adjustment to move the ball. David Hawkins, third leading scorer in the league, only has 4 points. See if he can get involved along with Amari Stoudemire.
Well, the leader of Tri-State is the Hall of Famer, Dr. J, and he is one of the best dressed men in the building. He's with our Michael Rappaport.
All right, Julius, you guys are in a tough game. You're looking sharp per usual. Julius, the old Boston Garden, what was it really like in those locker rooms?
Oh, man, it was awesome. It was awesome. We didn't know what was going to happen. The steam could be on. They could have the place freezing. We just didn't know. I mean, it's like the parquet floor with the dead spots. You know, the players knew where to take you. And when you hit one of those dead spots, the ball didn't come back up and going the other way.
All right, well, Julius, good luck with this game. I know you need this win. I know you want this win.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. We just got to settle down. We're giving up too many offensive rebounds, and offensively, we're not showing the patience that we need. So we're shaking it up a little bit. We'll see what happens.
All right, Julius, good luck. Yo, I'll never, ever, ever get used to talking to that gentleman. And he's so classy, got nothing bad to say about anybody.
I'm curious as to why Rapp didn't ask him where he got them shoes, man.
We should.
You know why?
But Rapp don't think like that, though. You know what I mean? That's the problem. You know, if he don't have it already planned out, he can't come off the fly like Steven Jackson and knock down a 3. Some people just can't be impromptu and come up with it when it hits you. You got to plan it out and write it down.
Them shoes.
That's Rappaport.
Ooh-wee. Man, Doc is killing him with them shoes. And Hawk kills him with the drive, lays it in. David Hawkins. 7-point lead for the Killer Threes. Alan Anderson knocks down that 3.
But he also made Nate Robinson pay. That time, Nate Robinson went underneath the stream deep. Alan Anderson was able just to step right behind the 3-point line. And so let's see if Nate Robinson makes the adjustment the next time off that pick and roll.
10-point lead for the Killer Threes.
Give him one way to go.
And they turned up the defensive intensity as well. They call that push on Alan Anderson. Amari Stoudemire is now checked in for Tri-State.
And this Tri-State team the last 2 weeks, I just don't see the same fire, intensity, determination that we saw the first 3 weeks. I don't know what changed with this team. Maybe they got a little comfortable by winning games, but in order for them to really make a deep run, it's not a talent thing. It's a matter of they're willing to expend the energy offensively and defensively to do the little things it takes to win.
It's an excellent point, Jim, only for the simple fact, talking with David Hawkins before the game, and I asked him about what happened. I mean, you guys really took a bad loss last week to Three's Company, and he said, you know what, I think for the past couple of weeks, guys have really been gearing up for us in the intensity level, and I think we need to meet that challenge.
Well, but that's what you want. You want guys to circle their calendar and say, okay, I can't wait till we play Tri-State. But then you want to go out there and handle your business. okay? I think they got a little comfortable by winning early, and they kind of fell back a little bit. And it's not as easy to turn that intensity on as you think.
Look at Nate Robinson talking about the intensity.
14 seconds. Time out. Let's go, Vince. Let's go.
Look at this as Tri-State calls the timeout. Boy, they are down 13 and complaining. It's the Big Three here on FS1. Welcome back. Big Three here in Boston. 13-point lead for the Killer Threes. Our Michael Rappaport.
I'm here with the Artest, formerly known as Meta, tonight known as Ron.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, I started my career as Ron Artest, changed my name, and it's really cool to be able to play basketball with the name Artest on the back of your jersey. One of the best defensive players to ever play the game.
Do you feel different? Do you feel young? Do you feel sprightly?
I feel good. I feel encouraged. I feel encouraged. You know, and I feel geekish. You know, I feel geekish.
All right, Queensbridge is in the house. Listen, you guys are in a tough game. You're up right now. What do you guys need to do to pull this out?
We just got to ride Steve, ride these guys, and Mike James is playing well today. Coach is coaching well. Everything's going well.
All right, well, good luck, Ron. Have a great game. Queensbridge is in the house.
Hey, Rap?
Yeah.
Is he feeling sprightly or spry?
Sprightly, like, you know, jumping. Sprightly, isn't it?
See, you get the ball. That's what I'm talking about.
Is that the wrong word?
On the fly stuff, you're not good at.
Sprightly?
Yeah, sprightly. You trying to get a Sprite commercial?
No, but isn't sprightly like
no,
jump?
How about spry?
I never even heard that word before.
Well, it's obvious.
I never heard that word
It's obvious.
before. Sprightly, like, you know, like happy.
Sprightly, magnified.
Jack, listen, I know I didn't graduate like a lot of things, but you want to have a spelling bee in the next game? You and me, spelling bee.
It's not about spelling.
It's no hard. Get it going,
It's
baby.
not a word. Forget the spelling of the word. It's not a word.
36, that one in three. Someone help Mr. Rappaport. Here's Hawkins. Drive. Yes! And he'll go to the line.
No bully ball right here. Hawk had his mindset that he had the quickness advantage inside and able to finish through contact.
And let me tell you something. Third leading scorer, and the way he drove, he looked sprightly.
That's the new word of the Big Three. Sprightly.
Here's Steven Jackson. Here's Hawk.
I would like somebody to fact check, please, the word sprightly, because I've just been told by my sources, I have sources, and they're close by. They are verifying that in fact, is a word in the Webster's dictionary. Lively, full of energy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I know how to spell it, but I know how to say it.
And Hawkins draws another foul. He'll go to the line again. First team to 50 wins it. You got to win by 2.
And Jimmy Jackson is actually blushing right now.
You know, a man has to admit when he's wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. You see sprightly?
Sprightly is a word.
Give me the definition.
I cannot, but here's my thing. Mike didn't know that. Mike didn't know that when he said it. He wanted to say spry, but he couldn't get it out, so it came sprightly.
I'm not going to argue with you about that. You are 100% right about that. It was a wing and a prayer word when I started, and it went downhill from there. So I was accidentally correct.
Here's David Hawkins. The three follows his own shot. Tamari Stoudemire who lays it in.
And that's the kind of effort and hustle you need. Hawk shot the ball. Alan Anderson did a poor job of boxing out. And the shooter always knows where the ball is coming off, so he followed the shot, able to get it to Stat inside for an easy basket.
Here's Steven Jackson. Inside, they look to the mismatch. Anderson, the kick out. Ron Artest, 3. Hawkins grabs the board. Nate Robinson knocked away by Ron Artest. And over the back is Amar'e Stoudemire.
And we saw those quick hands right there by Ron Artest, what made him one of the better defensive players in the league early in his career. Able to get the ball poked away from a smaller, quicker Nate Robinson. But right here, watch Stack as he hits the deck right here. Foul was called that time on Amar'e Stoudemire over the back.
Here comes Mike James. He will check back in for the Killer Threes. He had a really good first half, especially ending the half with 8 points. Here's Artest working on Stoudemire. Left hand, yes, off the floor. Killer Threes, 10 points away from victory.
See the ball.
Here's David Hawkins.
By yourself, Ron. Stay down.
Hesitates, spins, drives, follows his own shot, banks it home. He's now in double figures with 10.
Great defense that time. Again, Hawk understanding where the ball would carry him off at, able to get up off that second jump a lot quicker than Ron Artest to put it back in.
David Hawkins came into the ninth second and scoring just a 1 point behind the leader.
Well, this is good defense here, but better roll by Ron Artest, able to get to his left hand, outstretched and able to use the backboard to finish over Stack. Free throw line has been a little issue for Ron Artest.
He's got 5. And you hit it. Misses that one.
And those things are big, too. You're talking about you want to keep yourself in contention. That's 2 points you give away.
Stoudemire will go to the line.
Block out, block out. Let's go, get a rebound.
Stat, one of the co-captains for Tri-State. Averaging 8 points and 4 boards a game.
Come on, Jack. Stay with it, Jack. Stay with it, Jack. Stay with it, Jack. Come on, Jack.
He'll go to the line shooting 1 for 2.
Block out. Oh. No more fouls. They ball. Let's go.
7-point lead now for the Killer Threes. Tri-State in the bonus, so they retain possession of the basketball.
By yourself.
Here's Hawk. He can shoot the 4.
No foul, Ron. No foul. No foul.
There's the spin. The dish. Stoudemire. No. Nate, no. Hawkins. He misses. Oh, my. How many times at point-blank range? And Tri-State couldn't come up with a basket.
Yeah, but the key is they stayed with it. Beautiful spin move by Hawk. He dropped it off. Thought he should have shot it. He had an easier layup, but Nate Robinson, the Stack, one more time. Hawk, the Stack, and finally gets a foul call. But the activity that time by Tri-State is what kept the possession alive.
Here's Amar'e back at the line. He's got 6.
You know, I may have to say that, again, this crowd might be the most energetic we've had thus far.
They're in it.
I mean, they are really into each possession, each play.
Well, it's a crucial game. Tri-State wins. They're in the postseason as Amar'e Stoudemire goes to work. And all of a sudden, that double-digit lead is now down to just 3 for the Killer Threes. 12-2 run by Tri-State.
Well, what made Stat so tough in the league was his ability and his footwork. Quickness inside, that little jump hook getting to the basket. And Ron Artest, once again, very strong down low, but that strength doesn't match up for lack of size that we saw against Jermaine O'Neal, but also right here in this situation against Amar'e Stoudemire.
We got to play small. We had a 13-point lead. We start fouling.
8 straight points by Amar'e Stoudemire.
We got 3 fouls. You got 2? We only got 2 fouls. We got 2 more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go. There you go. Let's go.
A win for Tri-State. They're in the postseason. Let's go to Michael Rappaport.
All right,
No more jumpers. I'm rolling. Found something, man. Let's stick with it. Stick with it. You see me? Stick with it. Bounce pass, instead of the line. Go, hey.
We got to focus on the game. Stop worrying about the refs. Come off the ball fast on offense. Defensively, we've been doing a pretty good job. We're in the bonus, so we got to keep attacking the backboard.
all right, well, good luck. This is a tough game. This is a great game. Brian, Jim.
All right, 3-point lead for the Killer Threes and Ron Artest.
Well, it's kind of good to say his name again because for so long, that's who he's been in my book. But Ron Artest now knocking down three-point shots, a little drive right here by Stat, playing some pretty good defense. Coming down the stretch is going to be it's going to be interesting to see how on the post, when he has to guard O'Neal or Stoudemire, if Killer Threes, Charles Oakley, tries to give him a little help or just play one-on-one.
Killer Threes go right to the mismatch, and Alan Anderson nearly throws it away. 2 on his shot clock. Artest, left hand, no. Shot clock violation.
And that's the defensive stop you want. Coming out of a timeout, you made your run, the momentum is on your side. The last thing you want to do is give up a basket. Defensively, Tri-State was able to lock in, force a tough shot by Ron Artest at the end of the shot clock. Can they take advantage of it now in their offensive possession?
Nate performed, yes! Nate the Great! And Tri-State has a 1-point lead.
Move the ball. You gotta get away from that. We don't need
And he
that.
comes up with a steal. Here's Stoudemire. Here's the steal. Ron Artest for 3.
Come on, get out. Let's go. Take your time.
David Hawkins.
Take your time. Take your time. Roll.
And Nate says it's all you. So it's Hawk, Ron Artest, pick and roll with Stoudemire. He dumps it off to Murray. Blocked by Steven Jackson. Jackson thinks about it.
Thought about it. Thought about it.
Back to Nate. There's the reach in by Alan Anderson.
He called him Nate the Great right here. Gave him a little space. He was able to square up and make him pay it. Going down the stretch again, turnover by Killer Threes inside. Charles Oakley is yelling, we don't need it. Well, you got a post-up opportunity, but make sure Alan Anderson is set and open so when you throw it to him, he can get it. Again, down the stretch of the games where Killer Threes have kind of hurt themselves in games where they've been in situations to close them out.
Nate Robinson, the most prolific 4-point shooter in the league right now. Along with his teammate David Hawkins, Ricky Davis. 14-0 run by Tri-State. 3-point lead. Nate! Oh, what a dish to Stoudemire! And 1. Tri-State has come alive.
Well, it's been about Nate Robinson. I mean, dribble penetration, sees the help coming. A little show poke over the head, behind the back, pass to Stat, able to catch and finish. And again, defensively, they've been able to lock in. They limit Killer Threes and getting open opportunities, and then they take advantage of it themselves on the offensive end.
Tri-State 5 points away from victory. Here's Steven Jackson working on Nate Robinson. The kick out to Mike James. David Hawkins with the foul to Ryan Holland.
But see, what opened that up, it was a double team on Stack, who quickly made the right decision out to Mike James for the jump shot, and then Ryan Hollins had inside position. So that's the right play you make. You don't try to force it, and as a result, you got a chance to get to the free throw line and knock in 1 for 2.
Hollins missed the free throw.
You get another shot. You ain't too quick.
You quick to call.
Come on, take it out, Jack.
Good hustle by Steven Jackson as we look from ref cam.
Come on, pick and roll something right here.
Steven Jackson for 4.
Stay down,
I don't think that's the shot you want in this situation. You're down 5. It's a quick shot. You can get a layup.
Hawkins into Nate.
White ball. White ball. Let's go. Take it out. White ball. 14 seconds.
5-point lead for Tri-State. First team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2.
Stay up. Don't move, Ryan. Just stay there. Let's set the pick.
Dr. J squad, they get a victory.
Let's go, Mike. Go hard.
They're in the playoffs.
Pick and roll.
Mike James to Steven Jackson for 3. In and out.
Sit down, Mike. No foul. Let's finish the game. Let's finish the game.
Brown wants Nate to take it. 5 on the shot clock. Nate heads it. Pull back. In and out.
Get the ball. What are you doing?
Here's Ryan Hollins. And it's a charge.
We got 20 seconds. We got 20 seconds time.
Very simply, sometimes you got to know your game, and this is not Ryan Hollins' game. He'd been better off trying to get to his position and backhand, and that was an easy opportunity for David Hawkins to set himself up to take that charge. The intention, I think, for Ryan Hollins was good, but you got to understand, too, and see the defense before you just kind of barrel over.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. We want our 30-second timeout right now. Yeah, right now.
Here's Doc. He wants to talk about it.
But it goes back, decision-making in late-game situations. We see some turnovers by Killer Threes. The decision for Ryan Hollins right there to kind of do things on his own ultimately, inevitably, cost you. And then when you have Nate Robinson kind of invigorated, enthused, energized by this Boston crowd, I mean, this is the best we've seen Nate play since week 2, week 3, where he's done a little bit of everything. And you can see it in his body language. And as a result, the crowd is into it. More importantly, Brian, his teammates have followed suit.
Week 1, week 2, he hit game winners for Tri-State. And with the win, they're in the postseason. They clinch a playoff spot. For the Killer Threes, a victory for them. They keep their playoff hopes alive.
Can you dig deep enough here? Killer Threes, you assume maybe if the shot goes in, Tri-State gets the ball back. Can you get a defensive stop to put yourself in the position offensively to cut into this league and continue to play? Can you do that?
Block out.
Here comes David Hawkins, who right now is the league scoring leader. He knocks down the free throws. So Tri-State in the bonus. They can win it here with a 3. And Nate Robinson, boom! It's short.
Oh, man, that was right on target.
Move the ball, Ron. Move the ball.
Here's Mike James.
Back up and take him.
5 on the shot clock. He drives. Blocked by Stoudemire. Stoudemire doesn't like it.
But he may have a case here, right here. Where's the foul? That's a good block to me. No body contact down low. And because Mike James still had the ball in his hand when Stat blocked it, his arm does go out, but that's because Stat blocked the ball downward, which caused his hand to go that way. So I didn't see the foul on that occasion.
Mike James knocks down the free throws. Killer Threes in the bonus, so they retain possession. Now they're down just 5.
Continue to go to the hole, see if you can get fouled.
Here's Artest. You hear Doc screaming at Nate, take it. 5 on the shot clock. Left hand. And he'll go to the line.
And the formula here is Mike James can't stay in front of Nate Robinson. You spread the court, you put Hawker on one side, you can't help in. Stat is capable of knocking down a shot. So now you go to David Hawkins' side if you're Nate Robinson and drive the ball. Mike James can't stay in front of him, especially when he got his momentum going downhill.
10-5 is what Nate's got right now. Got it. Tri-State, point game coming.
Mike, you gotta get one way to go.
Got to win by 2.
You gotta
Tri-State up by 7.
Back
Nate
up. That's all right.
for the win, left-handed. To Steven Jackson. He'll shoot the 3. Yes!
We need to stop. Let's go. We need to stop.
4-point lead. Still point game for Tri-State.
I look for David Hawkins right here to kind of get involved to see if he can finish
Get
it. It's
back.
been
Stay
Nate's
down,
turn the
Jack.
last 2
Stay
possessions.
Down. No foul. Stay down.
Here's Hawk.
Come on. Get it. No foul. Stay down. Stay down.
He will pull up. Let's go home. David Hawkins wins it for Tri-State. They clinch a playoff berth.
Listen, I'm not the smartest, but I ain't the dumbest either. And I kind of figured that. I looked at David Hawkins in his eyes. He said, I'm winning this game. Whoever's on me can't guard me. Just get it to me. And that time he was able to get to a spot, the free throw line, because the initial defense here, you watch it, is pretty good, but he gets this to a spot right here on Mike James, is able to elevate up top to finish the deal.
David Hawkins, game high score with 16 points. And those two win the game. Tri-State clinches themselves a playoff berth with that victory. And they are now 5-2 on the season. Doc loves it. And let's go on the court. Our Michael Rappaport is with Nate Robinson.
All right, I'm here with Nate Robinson. You guys clinched your playoff spot. How does that feel, Nate?
I feel good. We needed that win. Jermaine O'Neal came back. He's our glue of our team. You know, we're fully strength, and we're looking to make some noise in the playoffs.
Well, you guys came back from with a tough team. Stat played great. Hawkins, talk about David Hawkins. A lot of people don't know about him. What makes him so great?
He's just a dog. Honestly, he just does everything, man. I love playing with a player that can do everything. You know, not just one thing great. He does everything well. And you know, he's been the leading scorer, our motivator, our leader of a team, and we rocking with him.
All right, well, Nate, I got to tell you, as a fan, it's been great watching you all season. You're putting on show after show. Congratulations on clinching a playoff spot in Boston. I know it probably means a lot. Have a great shower. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it.
Tri-State, David Hawkins for MVP, baby. Tri-State, we in the building.
B. Custard, this is fantastic, man.
How about that? 6-point win for Tri-State and Dr. J squad. They clinch a playoff spot. We got another good one. 2 of the best teams in the league coming up. So is Carissa Thompson. It's the Big 3 here on FS1.